from the Pathway Studios in Johnston proper. You are live from the Path.
And you're listening to Live from the Path. We're coming to you from the Pathway Studios here in Johnston proper.
Hey, thanks for having us.
It's good. It's good. Good times.
Yeah. I know. Hey, I thought of this on the way here. Wait. I don't want to waste it. Here's what we got going on the show today. So far, I think we just advise.
Yeah.
We're going to give some advice. We both before and after the show were ripe for other conversation, which may or may not make its way onto the air. And so we had a particularly long one today. And so since the show is largely about us and our own edification, we left you out of it. But so maybe we'll do some advice today, and I got just a couple other things. We'll get to it. But two things on my mind. The first one is, so I went back and checked the dates. We have not accomplished 10 years of broadcasting excellence.
Oh, no. Oh, Ben.
Yeah. So we started in March of 2010. So we are in our 10th year, right? So
Yeah.
but you have not completed 10 years.
Okay, good. That'll give us a little time.
March of
2020?
March of 2020.
Okay.
Yep. So
Crazy.
anyway, but I have been putting a thought on a celebration. We're gonna do one, and it's gonna be fun. And I got some thoughts I've been kind of stewing through, and so we'll take you guys once we have some more information. Just know that you're invited.
Will we use a chicken costume?
I mean, I would say if one is available, we would be remiss not to.
I'll have one by Friday.
Can I do
What?
life-size cardboard?
Ooh.
Hold on. Bova, we've overshadowed this chicken costume.
Oh, no.
Dan's
Go
brought
on.
Dan.
I'm interested in both things. I also have a banana suit.
Yeah, I mean, you could just come as the people of the show.
I don't know. I feel
And they're
like
going
that's
to be a
not
Live
fun.
from the Past celebration with Mike, Ben, a chicken, and a banana.
Hey, now, wait a minute.
That sounds like fun.
Actually, didn't we do a show where everyone was in those inflatable costumes?
Yeah.
Dan, you remember those?
I still have one of those laying around.
Like it was
big
a
steer
bowl
or something.
Yeah.
How much of your closet is devoted to costumes you bought online?
I would be embarrassed to answer that.
Dan, I won't deny it. I have the same situation.
Yeah,
in the youth
yeah.
group room, I have a box of costumes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not saying it's a good choice,
I don't
Mike.
understand you guys.
Like, I never once said, hey, man, this is a definite thing for the Lord that I'm doing. Just saying, if you go into the youth group room right now, you may find a box of costumes, and a muffin, a cupcake, a banana, and then there's a couple crazy wigs.
I mean, I feel like iron sharpens iron, and then you guys are like graphite. You know, like you
I'm
buy
willing
with
to
all this
admit that.
We're
costume
more
buying.
inspirational in our approach.
Yeah.
Hey, man, try having a bunch of youth group people that are upset and then walking in a banana suit, and then they're all excited.
Hey,
It's completely fake, and it's cheap, but it's what I work with.
so I actually have a theological question.
Oh, no.
So I was at a visiting church this week, and they said the Apostles' Creed,
Oh yeah.
and like it's not common to me. Like I know what it is, but I don't recite it very often. And it got to the part about Jesus being in hell for 3 days and coming back out, and I'd already said it, and I thought, do I believe that? I don't actually know. Is there a theological contention to that thought? Or is it pretty well established that after Jesus died, he went down into hell for 3 days doing unknown things?
Kind of debates on probably based on the Peter text, right? Where he set the prisoners free.
Yeah, so there's two connections to it. There's information in one's Peter, where he goes, where it says he went and set the spirits free. But then there is,
And that's not in reference to the dead people walking around? Like after he died?
He's actually
I mean, no, that-
I figured that was the people like in paradise. Like Jesus, hey, you'll be in paradise today. The people in the bosom of Abraham and the chasm between that and the other.
those are
dude.
the people he set free and then brought them up because sin no longer had power over them?
Pre-covenant to like, okay, you've been waiting here, Old Testament people. It happened. Let's go.
Yeah.
That was my understanding, but I'm kind of a simplistic guy,
I mean, here's the thing. At the end of the day, I don't really care. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really shake my faith either way. But like I found myself just real quickly, when the whole congregation is saying it, and it had already come out of my mouth, and I thought, I don't know if I actually believe that.
Oh no.
Hey.
The only thing I know for certain is that Mel Gibson was wrong with his interpretation of it and made it really creepy and weird. And
Wait a minute. Is there a Mel Gibson movie that addresses it?
Passion of the Christ.
I didn't notice there was any parts about the hell in there.
He was like the
there's-
serpent.
Yeah, there was like the weird looking demon dude that was following him.
Well, that's a temptation. That's Satan. That's Satan tempting.
Yeah.
That's
I
why.
thought that was at the death of Jesus, though.
No, that guy's in the whole movie. That creepy,
Well, yeah, no, I
Voldemort-looking
get
guy.
that part. I'm saying, but there was a specific part about him in death, wasn't there?
No, I just thought there was a big smile at the end.
Well, because it starts with the
smile at
Garden
the
of
end.
Eden and
Yeah.
the serpent, and then it's the idea it finished at he was at the death because it was and so it was the idea of him being crushed.
Oh, it wasn't him. Oh, yeah. Okay, you're right. Didn't they have like a scene of him getting like beaten once Jesus died and then
Yeah, like the
in the
teardrop
lake,
coming
yeah,
in.
lake of fire kind of deal.
Man, I feel maybe I haven't watched it in a while.
I was gonna say it's been a long time since it was a big deal when it came out. We all
Yeah, so there is another part where it says, you remember where it says, as Jonah was 3 days and 3 nights in the belly of a
Yeah.
huge fish, so the Son of Man will be 3 days and 3 nights in the heart of the earth.
Yeah.
Like, so some of that gets connected to,
Oh.
hey, he was in.
I think there's just debate. Yeah, is what was he doing?
I mean, of all the stuff to put in
Oh.
the Apostles' Creed, I feel like you could, I mean, that one lacks clarity. Say something else. There's plenty of valuable things in the scripture.
right. There's a lot of stuff that has a lot of solid stone.
Like I said, it's not offensive or anything, but like I thought, man, am I that easily led astray? Just
Do I
people put
believe
words
that?
on the screen,
You know-
and I just read them. They could have been doing a baking recipe, and I'd have been like, 6 cups of flour. Oh,
I'm
man.
in the flour.
I guess.
They got me.
Yeah, I've never spent a lot of time on it. Like, what did Jesus do for 3 days?
Yeah, I mean,
Like, it seems like he could just go down there and be like, "Well, we win," go right back up, and not spend 3 days doing.
I think it really boiled down because I think I remember coming across this some years ago, and I devoted like an hour to it, and I thought, I mean, I don't question what Jesus does on a day-to-day basis. What do I care what he did? I mean,
Suppose
if
that's
he
a
wanted
valid
to
point.
tell me, he would have. If it was important to me, he would have been like, by the way, I was down there whooping tail down into hell,
Right.
hell
Yeah.
regions. I was the bridge from the chasm for a while. I
Right.
mean, he didn't bring it up, so I thought, whatever, I don't
Yeah.
care.
we probably don't need to know. I mean, if we have to search that hard, is how I look at it. It's
You thought I was hardcore with the whip in the temple. You should have seen me down there. Oh, buddy.
yeah, I mean, I really had at it.
So that made me think well, I mean, not that, but I was, when I was driving in today, what was I listening to? There was a guy talking about, on the radio, talking about something. Oh, yeah. So, and I don't think this is true, actually, but he said, it was the Holy of Holies dark.
Oh, I mean, no, there's lampstands in
So,
there.
but
isn't there?
I think the lampstands.
that's on the other side of the curtain. Isn't it?
Yeah, I think the lampstands are on the other side of the curtain. And so, like,
I suppose it was.
if it's a purple curtain, is it straight up dark in there? Like,
It was really thick too.
Oh yeah.
so, I mean, because the question is that like, I mean, they put a lot of effort into this mercy seat, overlaid of gold. Now, but the one fellows who moved it weren't even allowed to look at it. So anyway, it was running through my mind like, because he was said the time of darkness when Jesus was on the cross, is kind of calls you back to the time of darkness being in the Holy Holies. And I thought I could take or leave the description. I'm not sure whether it matters to me. But then I couldn't remember whether it was true. But here's what it brought me to, though, is we are so used to, hey, man, we're, like, everybody's going to study the Bible. We want to learn. We want to study more. We want to see it. And God kind of reveals all. But, like, if it was pre-Jesus, like, I never get to see inside the Holy of Holies. Like, ever. Not even the
Right.
holy place.
Right. Yeah.
Right, so like even only a few guys, and so like this concept of us being able to like God revealing everything, and us being able to know all these things, like our innate desire. Like you can't tell me there weren't guys in that time that like, hey man, what's it like in there though?
Oh yeah.
And
sure.
like boy, God's in there, or like I want to take a peek. And God's like absolutely not. Like you will straight up die for violating the sanctity of the holy place.
I would have straight up been one of the dudes that died.
This is what I'm saying.
Absolutely. I would have been the guy that's like, okay, it's right there. It's right up there. I'm going to go.
So here's
smart.
what I thought of though. Here's what it rolls up to is that my curiosity and my desire for knowledge, although God given, is not Lord. So like our desire to know and to understand, it's misguided to believe that we aren't even capable of understanding all, or that it's God's prerogative that we will understand all, even within our own confines. Because like it's not like someone couldn't have walked into the tabernacle. He gave that. We obviously have it written down at the end of Exodus and in Leviticus, like how this thing is supposed to be built and how it's supposed to be run, and that was public knowledge, right? But like that makes it even worse because you're like, boy, think of all the cool stuff that's in there. I want to take a peek.
Yeah.
I want to take a peek on
Right.
it.
Yeah.
And so anyway, like there was something. I'm sure there's a finer point that a wiser man could have come to in reaction to this, but there was a humbling point to it that said, as much as it is right what God puts in us to say, I want to know, and the desire to like attain knowledge and the curiosity, even around good and holy things about God. Like there was literally a place that was always in the middle of a traveling camp, of which a dude could go in there. Probably in the dark, it sounds like, and he couldn't even kind of see what was going on. And like literally, if as a Joe Blow, I didn't even get to go in the tent, let alone the second part of the tent, like ever, ever couldn't even see it. And God's like, yeah, that's right and good. You don't go in there. And like it's just it's disorienting to me because everything else is like we're going to study. I can read about it in Leviticus. I can study it and know it. But if it was right here, God would be like, you cannot go in there.
But I would think even to make that harder is when it was the tabernacle and the tent, you saw the flame at night and you saw the cloud,
right?
And it's just that's more curious. It's like I want to see what's that coming out of there. I mean, how they do that? I mean,
right.
You
What's
know,
going on over there?
yeah.
Yeah, why is that not scorching everything?
And maybe
It's
that's a
kinda
Western thing that we're Western thinkers. And
I wonder if that's universal.
I mean, if it was straight up dark in there, people would go, "Hey Moses, what's it like in there?" I don't actually know.
I got nothing.
What's
see
it
me
look like?
glowing?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, the dudes that built the mercy seat would know what it looks like, and everyone else, no idea.
What an honor. Hey, man, like, not only like, hey, they were chosen to do it, but like, not even in just their generation, but for all generations to come.
Yeah.
Like, that's the only guy that got to work on it.
Right.
Yeah.
Dude built it. And like, a lot of God's instructions were make it out of the filigree. Chuck knows how to do it. Like, like they were specific, but like, he would say, have this guy do it. He knows how to do these things.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be cool if
Yeah.
God had to say that about you? Like, have Bova do this.
Yeah.
I made him for this. Yeah, this
got
is
purpose.
great.
Your purpose is
where you-
over now.
Right. I don't want to know where I peak in
It's
my
where
life.
you could actually
Like-
go, I was built for this. You know what I'm saying? And it would be true.
Hey, man, I'm full of myself. I say that constantly.
Yeah, I say
I was
that.
made for this, and I run into stuff that I clearly was not made for.
I say that when I buy a package of peanut M&Ms. I was made for this, and then I eat them like nobody's business.
You know, I kind of think that though. Like we just had another prayer room, and like when you're putting the paper on the wall, it's kind of a cool thought that there's cool stuff's gonna happen here. I don't even know what it's gonna be,
Right.
But you kind of feel there's nothing like though the tabernacle or
Right.
you know, yeah, the ark. You know, as you're carving in or however you do the wing or whatever,
Yeah.
making a mold, however they did it. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. I hadn't really thought about that before.
Did you go, or did anybody go to that traveling experience that was at the
Yeah.
camp?
Yeah, that was kind of cool.
Did you go into Holy Holies, Dan?
I did.
Now, here's the thing. I thought about that. That traveling experience occurred to my mind. I thought, boy, it'd be cool to see. And then I thought I hesitated for a second. I thought,
Yeah.
like, even now, should I go in there? Now, obviously, it's not the place. Like,
Checked for
Right.
bodies.
I get it.
I kind of peeked in. Huh?
Just making sure.
Yeah.
I just,
This is the presence of the Lord.
I don't know. Like that was it's been the most encouraging thing reading through Exodus, Leviticus is like is being reminded of the holiness of the Lord in such a way,
Right.
That just causes you to like we rightly understand Jesus' friend, but like there's more, and like I don't know that for sure that has been sitting on me ever since I drove here.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, that's all I had. I think sitting on my mind there.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
You want to do some advice?
Yeah. Let's do a few.
Here we go. Dear, in the last presidential election, I had a friend who voted differently than I did.
Mhm.
We didn't try to persuade each other to vote, quotes, our way, but I did share on social media some opinions about people who had taken some controversial positions.
Mm.
He regarded these opinions as a personal attack and stepped out of my life without warning.
Oh.
I've tried to re-engage her with several times with texts, Facebook messages, phone calls. One message was met with hostility, and the others have gone unanswered. I've tried to apologize for hurting her feelings, even though I didn't intend to, and asked for forgiveness. I've offered to take her to lunch. I hate the idea of walking away from a 20-year friendship. We are both in our mid-30s, so this is a friendship that has lasted more than half our lives, over something that seems so insignificant to me. Do I quit? Do I keep trying? Michigan.
You told her what you really felt, but I mean, you took the gloves off and the mask off, and said, "I think you're a complete idiot because you vote differently than me.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem with social media.
Yeah.
Is you make this blanket statement thinking those people, but some of those people are people you know.
Yeah, me people.
Yeah. You insulted a friend greatly. Yeah, it's over. Stop it. Be more mature with social media.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Okay, no, so I agree with the concept that you shouldn't be throwing like
But I mean,
blatant carpet statements out on Facebook.
She tried to make amends here.
That's what I'm saying. Is like I feel like there's a bit of immaturity on the other end too.
That
Of like,
sounds half-hearted.
True.
No,
what sounds half?
read back the list of what she did again.
hold on.
Taking it as you told me how you really felt, and you never told me that before, and now I know how you really feel about me.
But like, was it? Go ahead, Mike.
I did share on social media some opinions about people who had taken some controversial positions.
Yeah, that makes me think that like she said things about candidates.
Yeah.
Not like,
And people
hey,
who support
my
them.
friend Chelsea
No.
is a real dummy head because
No, she's soft-serving what she said.
Yeah. I
Exactly.
can't believe you voted for this.
She probably
idiot,
quoted
blah, blah,
either
blah.
directly from the Blaze or directly from CNN or something, or the Libertarian News, or I mean, she was just blah. This is what I think, and people who don't think this, because I mean, it's all confrontational, right?
Yeah.
No one puts anything on the internet that ain't confrontational.
Agreed.
And so, like, she put this out, like, so problem with social media posts is that like people know that you had 100% choice to either post this thing or not post this thing. And now, when confronted with another person in the room, you tend to soft-tail it a little and be like, well, I'm not hardcore that way, blah, blah. Well, you were, and you were by yourself, on the computer just wheeling out whatever you wanted to. Like, it's a huge, it's social media, as much as people think, it's just stuff I put on Facebook, it's you. That is you.
Yeah.
What you put on social media is you. And it's probably a more raw version of you than you can temper down than when you talk to another person into a room. And so, like, if you can look back on your social media history and go, man, this is actually me. This is what I do, and this is who I am. You probably makes it. I mean, she's gonna have a hard time believing that, like, oh, well, it doesn't mean that much to you. Yeah, it did.
Yeah, it
you
did,
took the time to post it on the social media for everyone you've ever met to see. It meant something to you.
One, I really hope I never have to look back at my social media history. And,
I know.
and
Even the
determine
last
whether or
couple
not-
weeks.
and determine whether or
yeah.
not that was my identity.
Yeah.
Number two, I don't know. I feel like it's okay to not have the same opinions and still be friends. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
should be
not
able
taking
to.
this as that much of a personal affront. Like, if somebody posted a thing about controversial candidates or something like that, I'd be able to go, hey, they don't like the candidate that I like, but that's still my buddy Jimmy.
Here's the deal. I think her friend is just as much in the other way. That's why she's so
Yeah.
offended. She's
Right.
just a coward.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
right.
She's like, fine, if you don't agree with the way that I agree with things and you're willing to call it out like that, I don't want to be around you anymore. I feel like there's some immaturity to that.
They're both acting like children, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, here's the deal. It's ultimately too bad. I totally get it. I feel like if you tried to make amends on this thing and you tried to apologize and learned your lesson, or even if you didn't and said, look, this wasn't amended to you, I still hold these opinions. If she's willing to throw away 20 years of a friendship and reject your attempts to reconcile, that's on her.
Right.
I would make sure you express yourself clearly and honestly, and then from there you're gonna have to leave the ball in her court.
Yeah, and the whole posting politically on Facebook, I think if you're posting comments or statements or articles that are relevant, that are well sourced and things like that, that are meant to inform the people on your deal, that's one thing. When you're just like, oh man, I hate candidate X because blah 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 10 years ago, blah blah blah, I hate everyone who follows him too. That's ridiculous.
I gotta say, I agree with whoever agrees with me on this thing. Like, if the lady,
I really appreciate where that came from.
if the lady was posting in a way that I would have also agree with, then I'm gonna have to side with her. I feel like I have.
Yeah,
no
I need
choice.
to know
I
what
have
side
to
she
say,
was on.
I
so
agree
can-
with anyone who agrees with me on this. That was a 100% phenomenal wordsmithing there.
Secular says, what happened is unfortunate. Because not one of your overtures has been accepted, step back and stop trying for a while. After the next election, cooler heads may prevail, and she may be more receptive. Nope.
Yeah, I'm sure
Presidential election? Like, we got 4 years and we're going to be buddies again?
that always cools the waters.
Yeah.
A fresh
Or is this-
election.
Is this a gubernatorial thing? Like, we can meet halfway?
Yeah, that's true.
Summer versus Winter Olympics? Like, what are we doing here?
Anytime the Electoral College gets to come back up, people generally cool down a little bit,
Yeah.
and peace resides.
I mean, throw
We
one
take
out.
a second look at our friendship.
Just like give it another month and be like, hey, you know what? I really like. I support Pendergrass for state senate. And just see if you can reel her in.
yeah, yeah.
You know what I dig on Pendergrass?
Hey, you remember when we were junior high together? We used to love PB&J with the strawberry instead of the grape. You remember we used to be best friends? Let's be best friends again.
Hey, a slight diversion. So, Did anybody ever have the Little Debbie used to make?
I'm gonna say yes.
Peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
The oatmeal. It's like oatmeal cream pie except for peanut butter and jelly on the inside.
No.
This sounds
Dan's
fantastic.
like, what?
Oh man, they were good.
Do they still make them?
They don't. They stopped making them like 12, 15 years ago.
Uncrustables
I tried
took
to
'em out.
source them from like Romania and stuff. See if I could pick them up.
Little Debbie.
But anyway, the Quick Trip is making a peanut butter and jelly donut, and the peanut butter in there tastes just like the peanut butter that used to be in that Little Debbie. So if you're nostalgic and mistaken in life, that's the place to go pick it up. Pick up.
Gonna take your word for it.
I might have had one on the way here.
I have no reason to be in the realm of peanut butter and jelly.
Oh, here's the deal. I've had it 3 times, and the first time I had it, I thought this is not great. But then every time I
But it
walk in
grew on
there,
you?
I see it again. No,
I better try
no,
it again.
It's still just as bad.
I tried it the 3rd time. I drove it out of the way here. And I'm like, that peanut butter tastes like that old oatmeal cream pie cookie. And I thought, I don't really know if I really enjoy this, but I've purchased it 3 times.
I was in the cheaps a couple weeks ago. I was trying to save the last bit of money I had before I got paid on a Monday. Like it was like Saturday, and I'm like, what is the cheapest way I can eat for the next 2 days and not have to worry about going in the hole? And so I decided to be the lazy man, and I got that goober stuff.
Oh.
The goober, that's
yeah.
the peanut butter and the jelly in one jar.
Yeah.
And I realized quickly that was the magnitude of my folly. It was a bad deal, and I should not have done that. I immediately went back and got more peanut butter and more jelly because I'm like, this is a terrible decision.
Yeah.
That has its own flavor. I mean,
It
that's for
really
sure.
does.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, there is a reason that this is not refrigerated. It is not in any way like this thing will last a nuclear fallout, and it's striped. This is wrong. So,
Yeah. Yeah, anything that says unnecessary to refrigerate, I'm like,
anything that
Well, sweet.
Boova shows up and says, "Hey man, don't eat that," that's a bad deal.
Don't eat
That's all
that.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
okay,
Sorry.
This one's gonna be awesome.
we're ready.
Oh, buddy.
Dear Life from the Path. A child in my son's 2nd grade class goes by the name Sir Blank Blank.
What?
So we'll call it Sir Billy McAllister. And if
Okay.
anyone leaves out Sir, he corrects them, and not very nicely. The family claims the child has been knighted, but the details become vague when asked.
Oh, I'm sure.
Live from the Path, I did some digging around. This child's name isn't on the official British list of knighted citizens.
Oh, dear.
It's impossible to inherit the title Sir, and basically unheard of for an American 7-year-old boy to legitimately be given the title. I feel titles should be earned, such as Doctor, Captain, or Mrs., not made up to generate a sense of power over those around you. May I tell my son it's okay not to use this bogus title?
I really want to picture a mom walking into school and showing Sir Billy McAllister, your title is lies. You were not knighted, you child.
And I'll tell you something else. I did some digging.
Hello, Mrs. Milner. I did some research.
I look up the official British Knighted Citizens website, and Billy McAllister's not on it.
Sir Ian McKellen is. Billy McAllister is.
I mean, here's the deal. You've overplayed your hand, son. Right? It was never up for debate whether the child has been knighted.
Right.
It's not up for debate.
Right.
He's not knighted. The 7-year-old American boy has not been to the queen and getting the old swordy sword. It didn't happen. And so you've overinvested, you know? And like at the end of the day, I mean, do you care? I mean, if the kid wants to go by Sir Poopy Pants or whatever, call him Sir Poopy Pants. I mean, does it really matter? What principle? I mean, it's maybe I should back down a little bit. So their stance was, I believe titles should be earned. Like, hold on, here are the
Mrs.
examples. Doctor, that's 15 years of school. Captain, probably 4 years of school. Mrs., you showed up somewhere one day.
Right. You went to the courthouse.
I do.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, Mrs. is not a title that is earned.
I mean, okay, what do we think, boys? If there's someone in your child's school decides they're going to be known as Sir Billy McAllister, and the kids go, I don't want to call him Sir Billy.
I'd say do it.
Yeah.
I mean, so I tell my kids, say, look, do what you want, but like, I don't see any reason not to call him Sir Billy McAllister.
Can I I have to be confrontational. I say no.
Yeah.
Do not call that kid sir. That
Why?
is this weird sense of entitlement that this child is now being validated in.
Oh, what, you're going to throw your face in every home in America? Just call the kid Sir.
No, but I can deal within the means that I'm in, which means that my kid has got to call him Sir Billy McAllister, or he's going to be a schmuck to my child.
Now, here's the thing.
My
So-
kid's got to stand up, look that kid in the face, and go, "You ain't a sir." No, I ain't calling you sir.
Here's the question. Is it your job to humble everybody that needs it?
No.
Okay,
But
then.
is it my child's job to validate this kid being Sir?
No,
Billy
that's what I'm saying.
McAllister
Choose what
when
you want.
When he is the one who's acting negatively when he's not called Sir. He's being a little jerk, is what they're saying.
Wait, okay.
That's where it hits me.
Let's up the ante. What if he wants to be called Susan
Susan,
and use the girls'
Susan
bathrooms
McAllister.
because he's
Sir.
identifying as a girl?
Sir Susan McAllister.
I'm just saying. Let's just go to a different.
I think Dan's trying to make the jump to this child.
the
is now choosing their
transgender. That's
gender.
hot these days in schools.
I mean, it's a big subject. So the question is,
So do you tell your child, no, it's a him. He's got a penis.
it's a him who wants to be called Susan. Do what you want with it.
Man, I don't want to. I'm like,
I don't want people to hate me.
I really don't, because I know that if
Where do we-
anybody
where do
ever
we draw the
hears
line?
this,
Yeah.
it's like someday, 20 years from now, someone's gonna, man, John Boover should like that thing.
Why?
This guy identifies as a sir.
I mean, what?
I think I get why you're making that leap, but I don't think they're the same thing.
Okay,
Well, they're not the same thing.
now hold on. Does it count if like someone's trying to give themselves a nickname? Like if, hey, I want you guys to call me Butterfingers.
He's trying to start his own nickname.
Yes.
That's automatically a no for me.
But Sir's trying to do it. That's what Sir, whatever his
Yeah.
name is.
If Sir wasn't a big jerk about it when he's not called Sir Billy McAllister, it'd be a little bit different. But if this kid's freaking out on other kids saying, "You shall call me Sir," blah,
I mean,
blah,
is that
blah,
what he?
that's where that's what I took from it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it says
yeah.
he gets pretty uptight when people don't
Okay.
call him to Sir.
Okay.
Now hold on.
That's my point of
Demanding it.
contention.
Now wait.
This is coming from a woman who was willing to investigate on the website.
Yes. Now
Check out the knighting.
let's take for example, Buva. How many bosses do you have?
One.
How many people have you called boss?
Yeah, that's not fair, Mike.
What do you mean?
Hey, boss.
What do you mean?
I've called people boss for like the past year and a half. Pretty much everyone
It's
I
just
saw.
part of my DNA.
I won't deny that statement. I call people boss all the time.
So I'm saying right now that titles don't matter a lick to you. They don't. If they meant something to you, you would not be refrained from calling everybody boss, even if they ain't your boss.
You are correct in that. My deal is the entitlement of the kid freaking out whenever he's not called Sir Billy McAllister.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
so
the problem
basically
I'm
what
drawing.
you're saying is you just want to put the boots to a 7-year-old kid.
I want my kid to do it, not me. Fine. Yes.
Guess what?
If this kid's gonna be a schmuck about it, absolutely.
Absolutely what? You're going to call him
Put the
sir.
boots to it. Yes.
What
Call
if
him
he-
out and say no.
What?
I'm willing to step down on that. Yes, Mike. I'm gonna tell my kid you do not have to call that kid sir. He wants to get mad about it. He can get mad about it all he wants. It's not your responsibility to call them by some weird title that they're getting involved in. That is not your problem or your responsibility.
I feel like you're way overinvested. I mean, there's a million,
I have not Googled the list
there is
of
a million
knights.
things in this life to get fired up about. If some
this is mine.
doofus wants to call himself Billy Rockstar and that's his new first name, I'll call him Billy Rockstar. I don't care. It really matters nothing to me.
I'm not saying I'm finding a problem with like caring about whether or not he's calling himself that. My problem is the entitlement of I am that, and I'm going to get upset at you if you don't call me that.
I can't control
That's
how he
what-
reacts.
Agreed, but I'm not involved myself now.
Give me
I-
serenity. I'll call you sir.
No.
Love it.
Cool. You
No.
do that all you want. I
No,
say
you want to ruffle feathers. He's a 7-year-old boy. Obviously, his parents are terrible, right? Like you
Right.
should have empathy for the child. Call him sir.
No.
I think you're terrible.
Mike, I'm going to show up next week as Sir Buva.
Yeah, I'll call you Sir Buva if
I know
that's
you
what
will.
makes you feel better.
I know you
Sounds fine to me. It's
I'll
better
hug
than
you
giving
every
you
time you
money,
do it.
or I don't know,
will. Better than giving me money?
taking you on vacation with me. If I just have to
Hey,
call
man,
you sir,
is that my choices? If you have to call me Sir Buva or you take me on vacay?
I don't
Forget
think
Sir
you-
Buva.
you
I'm
don't
in
want-
vacay.
You don't want to go on vacation with Mike.
no, you
Oh,
don't.
I agree with that. I was
No.
I think both ways that runs. I don't want to go on vacation with Mike, and Mike does not want to go on vacation with me
That's true.
because he'll be like, "Hey, man, are we going to another barbecue joint?" So,
Yeah.
yes, we are, Mike. Let's go.
I don't want to go.
Hey man, I was in Florida last week, and there's a guy who runs. It's called the sign outside his place says BBQ and Donuts. He
Do they have
opened
PB&J donuts?
a combination donut shop
That's a
and
sweet
barbecue
combo.
restaurant.
That is a sweet combo.
I was on my way out of town, and I was so upset that I was gonna miss it.
Right.
And so now I have to go back to this town just so I can check out this guy because like
See?
I feel like he's chosen.
I
this
think that's a big
combination.
deal.
Because people encouraged him. Hey man, what are you good at? Well, barbecue and donuts. You should open a
Oh,
restaurant
don't
doing
even
just
play
that.
it off like I did not encourage that little boy to be
No.
Sir Billy McAllister.
No, Billy
And
McAllister
I ruined
had
the
high
possibility
hopes for his
of
life.
some weird like Cajun.
And you cut him down. 7-year-old boy.
whatever.
Right in the before. in
I'm
his
not going to get
formative years.
Viet Cajun crawfish from this boy now because I didn't call him Sir.
Where we at? Okay, what's the final tally? Dan, you call him sir?
Kind of silent a little bit. You know what?
Don't have to look at me and agree with me, Dan.
No, I'm not. I would have a hard
Sweet.
time doing it because he wants it. I would fight it. That's just my
Hey,
rebellious
man, that was a
nature.
terrible argument.
Okay.
Because he wants it, I'll fight it.
It's just it's my rebel nature about me.
Here's the argument. So he says, I believe titles are earned, not made up to generate a sense of power over those around you. Here's the thing. You'd have to believe that the entire American third grade believes in the power of the knighted Britishman. Right? Like, just because you're named Sir doesn't equal power in this country. It doesn't mean anything. So, like, it's a made-up title that actually doesn't move the needle at all.
All I'm doing is I'm filling in blanks of this person's personality. I'm fairly certain Sir Billy is the same kid that won't tie his own shoes, and he.
Yeah. That's not even in the letter.
I know it's
That's
in the,
just details are
it's
not
in the
included.
context.
Okay, Dan's a no. I'm not going to call him Sir. Boova?
No.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Ben?
Yeah, I'll probably do it.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll tell the kids to do it. I call him Sir twice. See what he thinks of that.
Sir?
Yeah, Sir Billy McAllister.
I'm Big Sir.
Hey, man, that kind of rhymes. Sir Billy McAllister. That's cool. I'd encourage that.
Okay.
And that's probably the greatest thing you can do in life. All right, anyway, let's
Phenomenal. Oh, man.
That was gold.
Let's move on.
Sir Billy McAllister.
So, Secular says, the question was, may I tell my son it's okay not to use this bogus title? Secular says, I don't recommend it. The kid may have been given the name Sir by his parents at birth, just as the children of certain celebrities have been named Prince or Your Majesty.
Wow.
What?
Yeah, and let's
Who's-
really ride
Who's
that
got the
deal,
name
too.
of a kid, Your Majesty?
Gwyneth
Hold on.
Paltrow.
No, that's like apple,
Did you
Yeah.
say Olaf?
and granola and stuff. Hold
Apple
on.
and granola.
I thought you said Olaf.
Olaf? Yes, Olaf Paltrow.
Secular,
that sounds awesome,
Secular
actually.
continues. If your son prefers not to address the boy by name, he's free not to address him at all. So, look, if you're going to try to get me to call you to Sir, I'm just not going to talk to you at all.
It was Jermaine Jackson. He named him Your Majesty.
The boy's name is
Please
Your
tell
Majesty?
me this is a joke.
He's-
J-E-R Majesty?
Okay, yeah, so hold on. Here we go. Here's the names of them. Well, I like the letter J. Both my first and my last name start with it. Your Majesty Jackson. So that's nice. Also, my three previous kids.
How do you do that?
Jeremy, Jordan, and Jafar. Obviously, you've done well by it, but I want
Jafar?
something different. A name, the majesty of which will both make my other kids feel inferior and guarantee that no one will be able to say it without laughing.
That's a legitimate statement you're making that they actually said.
This is from Time Magazine. What is this about? The letter J, majesty. Oh, no, wait, that doesn't sound like it's true.
I was going to say that. Yeah, that sounds
Anyway,
like
that's weird. But the baby's name is Your Majesty Jackson.
kid, your man.
All I can do is exhale to hear things like this. I have no commentary.
Yeah. I don't. So I'm gonna make a caveat. I'm gonna caveat my answer. If he's still doing it after the next summer break, then I probably will stop doing it. I will
I think
tolerate.
second grade is the cutoff.
Yeah, I mean, give him a little time to work out of it. He's
Yeah.
just a 7-year-old boy.
Oh, yeah, I'll go with
There's-
that.
there-
Couple 3 times, whatever.
Yeah.
There's still a solid product of their environment at seven, and like I feel like his dad's a turd.
I would agree with that statement.
But no, you wouldn't. You would bring the open hand slap to his face.
To the
Yeah.
dad, yeah.
No, to the
'Cause he's a
child.
schmuck. No, I
Just
wouldn't
call
hit
him
the kid.
sir until he gets out of it.
Nope. How you doing?
Hey, all right. Since we seem to be divided on this one, let's. I'm gonna open that up to the complaint line. Give us a call or a text 515-517-0085. Would you be willing to call the kid sir? And I'll accept a caveat answer. Like it doesn't have to be permanent. Maybe you put some parameters on it. But like, are you a firm no? Buva says, look, there's people in the world that need to be taught a lesson, and I'm going to teach it to them. Every dang one of them that needs it, I'm going to do it.
Life coach
Making me out
Buva.
to be a monster
Yeah.
here.
I could just let it go, but not on this bunch. The worworld would be set right, one
Just a shtick
7-year-old
where
at a
I'm taking
time.
out society one person at a time.
Anyway, 515-517-0085. 85. That's shoot us a phone call, leave us a voicemail, or shoot us a text and let us know. Would you call him sir?
Yeah. Spread the gospel to the Gentiles. And by the way, if they try to call themselves sir, get right in there.
Oh, of course you're going
Hey,
to
man.
Get right
Of
involved.
course you're going to make it that big of a deal, Mike.
I saw someone post today,
Sir.
someone I like, and they posted on the Facebook, and they said, "Hey, if anybody tells you the gospel is about anything, they're lying to you." I thought Jesus said it was the gospel of the king, and
Right?
I think I understand the point he's making, but I mean you guys be careful about that kind of thing, friend. Just to kind of look for a sweet sermon point.
Yeah,
If
just
the-
because it sounds good in a fortune cookie does not mean you need to make it your crux of your sermon.
Yeah, man. I thought, I'm not going to argue with the Lord about what he says the good news is. Anyway, here's with one more.
Okay, here we go. Last one.
Hey, actually, hold on. I'm going to reveal how dumb I am. As Mike was talking that thing, so remember that it opened with Sir blank blank?
Yeah.
And so as you're talking, I thought, I'm going to check this out myself. And I Googled Sir Billy McAllister. Because I'm dumb. Anyway, carry on with your business.
Okay, dear life from the path. My significant other and I have been together for 25 years. I am a youthful 71. He is 59.
Mhm.
Until recently, I could cope with our age difference, but it has become a problem when we dine in restaurants. The server will often place the bill in front of me. I'm not certain if I should be angry or insulted. How do I correct this faux pas without embarrassing my partner?
What do you mean? Just pass the bill over to him.
I mean, quick advice, you could try not being angry or insulted.
Right? If you have a joint bank account, you've been married for 25 years. Hopefully, y'all aren't hoarding your finances against each other.
I mean, is this the thing that tipped you? Or these exact words are the greatest. I'm a youthful 71. He is 59.
Okay.
Until recently, I could cope with our age difference, but it's become a problem when we dine in restaurants. Oh, well, I mean, how much of your life does that take up? Do you spend almost all your time in restaurants?
Maybe.
I feel
But
like
I
you're
don't think
giving
it's
this.
that big of a deal.
I mean,
There's a 12-year difference between them.
why do they assume the old person is buying? That
Right.
seems rude. If I go out to dinner with my
Is that
grandma,
your
they don't
older
tend to
son
check
that
to
you're
my
taking out
grandma.
with you? That's still. Yeah. Who cares who assumes it? Just grab the bill. Whoever is planning on paying, just grab the bill. Why you make it so awkward?
That's true. Why would they make a big deal out of something so small?
Right, like the waiter's gonna come back and be like, "Bill moved."
Or like if
Dun,
there's
dun,
a kid
dun.
named Sir. I mean,
Right, and
Why
then you
would
just
you
gotta
get
set
so
them
invested?
straight and let them know
Why'd
they
you
ain't
get
no
so-
sir. You're right, Mike. Thanks for bringing that one back up. I appreciate you firing me back up.
I mean, I got to be honest. This, I mean, if your life is overall pretty happy and these inconveniences happen once you go out to dinner and it's just this last, I mean, it takes 30
Right.
seconds when they drop this bill off, and that's just throwing your whole marriage into turmoil.
Yeah, you're looking for problems. We've been married for 25 years happily, but then this one time some kid came up. And
You should consider going to visit a homeless camp or to another country, like a third world
Right.
country, or anything that would get your mind off this
Watch a
ridiculous
documentary.
thing to be upset about. Server
Yeah.
will often place the bill in front of me. I'm not certain if I should be angry or insulted.
Neither.
Is this person thinking that the server is placing it in front of them because they are obviously older, and that's where the offense comes from?
I guess. Is it offensive in general to assume the oldest person at the table will pay the bill?
I mean, it seems unnecessary. There's a center of the table, I assume.
Right, exactly. You don't
Just
have
put
to
it
place
in
it
the
in front of
middle.
anybody.
But in either case, so I'm assuming most of the time that they're putting it in the middle, and she just feels like it's mostly inclined to her as taking offense.
It's
Yeah, maybe
obviously
she
in
sits
front of
towards
me.
the front of the booth or something, and like the guy's not going to reach across the whole table and put it by the napkins.
Right.
Anyway, this is dumb. Like, if you're not going to pay, just shift it to your husband. Like,
Right.
this does
Yeah.
not need to be a thing.
Yeah, the
here's what's
most
been
awkward
happening.
situation I've ran into is dating life. I was always raised that man pays for dinner if he asks her out. Stuff. Recently, that has kind of come about with some people that are super chauvinistic. Like it should always be, it doesn't always have to be the man. Whatever, bull crap. But the most awkward situation was when I went out with a gal. She goes, "Well, I asked you out, so I'll take the bill." And I went, "Okay," and I slid it to her. And then nothing happened from there other than she pulled out her card, and that was the end of the situation.
Yeah, that seems
That
pretty
was the
straightforward.
most possibly awkward situation.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was immediately abated by just going, "Okay,
All right.
cool beans.
What are we doing tomorrow?
Hey, thanks. Yeah, when I invite you, yeah, exactly. It was when I invite you out, I'll pay then." That was the way we did things.
Here's what I think has been happening is she has complained the whole meal with the server, and so she has formed a relationship with the server. So my lettuce is wilted, my hamburger is not cooked enough. Everything's wrong.
Yeah.
So when the bill came, it's like she went to the person she's been talking to the whole
Right.
time. Here you go.
Either that or you've been complaining entitledly.
Maybe the dude.
Obviously, you're the one paying.
Maybe the dude's a jerk, and they just assume they'll get a better tip out of the woman.
Well, that's
Yeah,
It's certainly possible.
yeah.
Or just an inconsiderate waiter who probably grew up idle under the name Sir.
It's certainly possible. There is a wave, an increasing wave
Yeah.
of issues, especially within the American education
And that's what'll
system.
happen. Mike, if that kind of thing's not
Right.
addressed
You
with
can't,
children,
if you don't check Sir now,
they will be jerks.
literally, 52 years from now, Sir may show up as a schmuck that isn't taking the bill.
I would submit, only just on recent experience, that I know enough people not named Sir that are schmucks that it makes no difference.
That's fair. That's fair. I was
Here-
once named Sir, and I'm much better now because.
Secular's advice. It should not embarrass your significant other if you tell the presumptuous server that your escort is picking up the check.
Escort? that sentence alone was the worst possible advice ever. How
man?
presumptuous of this server.
They are saying she is saying my significant other and not my husband or wife.
Okay.
So I mean they've been dating quotes I guess for 25.
Irrelevant.
25
Irrelevant for the story.
Wait a
Your
minute, 25
escort.
years? I've been together for 25 years. That means 75, and so they met when she was 45 and he was 30.
So he's 59.
34?
Right? She's 71. Yeah. 34 and
45? Yeah, that age gap doesn't
46.
seem that insulting. Anyway, says, so it wouldn't hurt your significant other to speak up and ask that it be handed to him. If there's a question in a server's mind about who will be paying the bill, it should be placed in the middle of the table. Well, you just fixed everybody's life there, huh? Yeah, why don't you not worry about it? Tell your boy toy to go and speak up and say, I'll take the bill, and the server should have put it right in the dead center of the table. Like the server has all kinds of time for that. Yeah, I got 57 kids over here that want soda refills. Let me make
Right.
sure this bill gets right in the dead
this-
center of the rectangle.
I get paid $6.25 an hour to deal with you.
Yeah.
Is this properly situated in this quadrant of the thing so that you're not offended? Like, is she asking that the guy has to pre-say that? It's like, oh, and I'll have the veal. And by the way, when the bill comes, make sure it comes.
Yeah,
to
I
me.
mean, who are we putting on this whole song and dance for, right?
I really want to see just a skit played out of the most PC possible situation with a waiter or waitress or server, and people that involves, genders, that involves the way that you deal with situations, especially money and all this different stuff.
boy.
I would love to see that.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
ridiculous.
it's like old Brad puts it on the table. Up, Brad, hold on here.
Excuse me, sir. Do
I
you
will
realize
take
you
the
just
bill.
assumed that I'm
I will take the bill. I am the SO, the significant other here.
This person has a constant card that says triggered. She places on the bill.
I
I'm
mean,
not paying now that you've upset me. Brad.
not to tie this in to some other things that are happening in this world, but I mean, for heaven's sakes, is this what we're worried about? I mean, literally, there are kids that need food and people that need help moving, and your grass is probably tall, and like you could paint a trim at your head. I mean, there's just
That
1,000.
was definitely a cascading down
There's
list,
so
Mike.
many things to worry about in this life, and you're like, the bill got put on the table pretty close to me. Oh my, that is just. I don't know how you haven't found an online forum for your woes. I
You
mean, there's
probably
got
have a
to be
support group.
there's got to be tens of people that are suffering through the same thing that are willing to deal with you on
Me
the
and
Google.
Carl will unite against this.
Holy cow! I mean, for heaven's sakes.
Oh, man.
All right, you've been listening live from the path. Wait, we got the.
Presumptuous
Did we get
server.
the second? Yeah, we did. We got they tried to solve everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, that's hey, if that's you, call the complaint line 515-517-0085. Please leave your name and possibly your phone number and address so we know how to avoid you in future conversations. You sound pretty difficult to deal with. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. We really do appreciate it. Hey, maybe you got a legit something you could use some advice on. Shoot, that complaint line will work for that. 515-517-0085, and we'd love to hear from you. We'll be back in the saddle occasionally. In the meantime, be faithful in the means. God will handle the ends. You've been listening to Live from the Path.